So, another video where we're taking a bit of a journey through my I think I'm going to call it my nostalgia binder, and we've stopped at Mercadian Masques. I'm not going to do every single set that's in there, at least not in chronological order anyway. What I tend to do is go through, and then as I'm flicking through, if I see a page in the binder where I go, oh yeah, I seem to be really drawn to that, I'll just pull that one out. So yeah, Mercadian Masques pack, previously opened, and let us flick through as we always do, and then we will zoom in so we can get an appreciation for the artwork and the general aesthetic here. So another set, yeah, we're into an era now where obviously you can tell the rarity by the colour of the set symbol, and I think these are in the order they came out of the pack. It's another pack. We're in a history period in Magic where there are no basic lands, so looks like this is uncommon, so somewhere in here is the rare, and then so we've got 3 uncommons, a rare, and then the rest are all commons. So barbed wire, 3 to cast, artifact at the beginning of each player's upkeep. Barbed wire deals 1 damage to that player. 2, prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt by barbed wire this turn. Warmonger. It's a creature monger, that's funny. Fishmonger. 3 and a red, 3/3, 2 Warmonger deals 1 damage to each creature without flying and each player. Any player may play this ability. Oh dear, Cycle of Mongers. Actually, I don't know if there was, but sounds amusing, doesn't it? Ignoble Soldier, 2 and a white, creature soldier, it's a 3/1. Whenever ignoble soldier becomes blocked, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt by this turn. I will include the link, you know, joking aside, I'll include the link, as I have been doing with these, to the appropriate set musings that I've done in the past for these, so that yes indeed you can see what cycles are in the set. So Bribery, 3 and 2 blue, sorcery, search target opponent's library for a creature card and put that into play under your control. That player then shuffles his or her library. So yeah, you can see here this is the rare. So now we're moving on to the commons. Blaster Mage, 2 and a red, 2/2, creature shapeshifter, red, tap, discard a card from your hand, destroy target wall. That's pretty specialised. Night Wind Glider, 2 and a white, 2/1, creature rebel, flying protection from black. Oops. Careful there. Misstep, or 1 and a blue, sorcery. Creatures target player controls don't untap during that player's next untap step. Sandstone Needle. It's a land, non-basic land. Sandstone Needle comes into play, tap with 2 depletion counters on it. Tap, remove a depletion counter from Sandstone Needle. Add 2 red mana to your mana pool. If there are no depletion counters on Sandstone Needle, sacrifice it. So although the packs don't contain basic lands, of course any non-basics that are in the set are going to have the potential to crop up. Sacred Prey, a single green for creature beast. It's a 1/1. When Sacred Prey becomes blocked, you gain 1 life. Port Inspector, 1 and a blue, creature townsfolk. It's a 1/2. Whenever Port Inspector becomes blocked, you may look at defending player's hand. Undertaker was in this pack, 1 and a black, 1/1, creature spell shaper. Black, tap, discard a card from your hand, return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Another non-basic land. This is the Hickory Woodlot. So it comes into play tapped with 2 depletion counters on it. Remove a depletion counter from Hickory Woodlot. Add 2 green mana to your mana pool. If there are no depletion counters on Hickory Woodlot, sacrifice it. So that's the green version, the one we saw earlier. Cloud Sprite was in the set. Single blue 1/1 with flying. And Cloud Sprite may block only creatures with flying. It does say Maggot Therapy. So Maggot Therapy, 2 and a black, enchant creature. You may play Maggot Therapy anytime you could play an instant. Enchanted creature gets +2, -2. And then Flaming Sword, 1 and a red, enchant creature. You may play Flaming Sword anytime you could play an instant. Target player gets +1/+0 and has first strike. Alright, let us zoom in. It's right on the edge of focus there. Yeah, I better not risk it any closer. Even looking at that makes me feel super uncomfortable. Yeah. If anybody's had an altercation with a barbed wire fence, yeah, they know how painful that can be. Yeah. Or even falling into a bramble bush, which I've done on occasion. Yeah. Never forgotten. Or like I did one time, which is managed to fall both into a bramble bush and then into a puddle of water. Yeah. Not a good combination. But yeah, pretty painful, but yeah, it looks cool. It's funny you can't see it, but on the camera it's doing a pretty good job of like focusing in on the face. It's drawing a square around the face there. Oh, here we have the Munga. Oh, it's pretty nice costume here. Pretty cool detail. I don't know if you're getting the sort of depth there on the camera, but yeah, there's some pretty nice depth to this. Looks like their horns are on fire. Some sort of I don't know what you would call this, like horn jewelry. Trying to think of the right word for it. Like it's sort of capped horns. Ignoble soldier. There's quite a few like similarish, I think, style artworks around about this time that this sort of reminds me of. It's pretty cool on cards as well. Some of the angles that the point of view comes up from. Now, bribery, doesn't that exist in other artwork as well, if I got that right? That's our, yeah, that is our rare, wasn't it? Yeah, it is. Why the long face? I think I pointed out this before. This period in Magic, there's long faces seem to be a bit of a thing now and again. Oh, we've got Blaster Mage. Must be being tracked down by 2 individuals here who probably aren't aware of what they might be in for. I'm trying to remember if there was a cycle of spell shapers. As I said, I'll include a link to my set musings. Ooh, nice bats. So this is an interesting combination we have here. Yeah, glider type arrangements and bats flying in the opposite direction. Just the top of like a tree canopy here maybe. And then you've got your clouds. It's pretty cool. Again, you know, certain style there of the time. I thought this was cool actually. I was flicking through and for some reason I got drawn to this one, the misstep one with this sort of magical tripwire. I thought was pretty cool. And these depletion lands are a nice cycle. I do actually, I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have all of these. Because I did go through some, I think, Mercadian Masques cards before, but were more part of a different part of my collection to do with things like cycles and interesting cards from specific sets. Sacred Prey. It's a pretty gnarly looking kitty. But this is a sort of, you know, I don't know, the reason I've gone quiet is I get quite mesmerised by this sort of style of artwork. I suppose it's all these interesting patterns and mottling and these sort of subtle changes you see. Look at this sort of, the coat of this horse is really quite engaging. Oh yeah, there's a few cards around the time in this sort of style. Very much of its time. Is that that's like a sailboat, isn't it, in the background there? A small sailboat here. Yeah. So yeah, this must be the inspector. Maybe this is the owner of said sailboat. I wonder if that was the second one of one of the spell shaper, if there was indeed a cycle. I noticed the sort of similarity with the templating to some degree. Again, some really lovely, I don't really know what the correct term is for this, but I don't know if anybody remembers this at school. The only thing I was ever really good at in artwork is doing skies, you know, like where you have you paint a line of blue and then you dip the brush in just water and then paint the next line and so on, and you sort of alternate and then you blend the colours, and that's always like fascinated me, like a sort of coloured backdrop where you're alternating either shades or degrees of intensity, And when you get these really nice changes in the colours and the patterns, and this is really nice as well, where you're getting sort of interesting bleeding between the different certain areas on here. Some of it's like really crisp, but like, you know, the hair of the particular spell shaper here blending in a little bit with the background, and then this sort of eerie glow from the tomb. There's the other non-basic land. I do like this cycle artwork wise. Oh, then we've got Cloud Sprite. I'm trying to remember, I think wasn't this reprinted in a core set? I think. Oops. There's another one with a sort of interesting colour transitions there. Yeah, it is the same artist actually. You can see that. And finishing off with Flaming Sword. So I'm just must be the author's signature down there. I was just looking at it going, is that on my camera or on the actual card? And it's actually on the card. The bit I'm looking at is down here. But again, that the more you sort of stare at this, and hopefully it's coming across well on screens, is the sort of depth to this one. I'm really just fascinated by this sword as well. Very good. So there we have it. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future video.